All right, welcome back. We're talking about the owners' meetings, another off-season bonanza for interest. If you're an NFL fan, it never stops. Whether that's some of the free agent signings, whether that's franchise tags, whether these meetings, OTA draft, it just keeps on coming. So this week they had the owners' meeting. Mark Kaboly was there, of course. And first of all, I want to ask you about Mike Tomlin and his use of the word comfortable. He said he's comfortable with the tackles. They've brought in more guards. They have guards, and I would think the guards are more established than the tackles on this team. Is that a deflection point? When he says he's comfortable, do you actually believe he likes Dan Moore and Chooks? Nobody else needs to come in?
I give myself for credit for maybe leading him into that question a little bit, because you know how Mike Tomlin is. If you ask him a yes or no question, he's going to give you a yes or no answer. But I stated, are you happy or comfortable with them? And he chose comfortable with those two. And you look. Right now, he has to probably say that because there's nobody on the roster. I mean, you got Chooks Okorafor, you got who they just signed, Raven Clark. They got Dan Moore. That's it. Now, who knows what the draft's going to bring right now? So maybe he's playing some gamesmanship. Normally they don't do that. Normally, you know, they're taking Najee Harris, they're taking Kenny Pickett. They don't care if you know or not. Now that first round of tackles, it's up in the air, man. You can get those guys go between 1 and 15 off the board, then all of a sudden you have to be comfortable with Dan Moore. But I do think there is a reason, a gleam in his eye a little bit when talking about Dan Moore. He likes him. He likes him a lot. Chooks is solid. He's not great. They don't have great tackles. They got average to above average tackles, and I think they will upgrade it in the draft. It's just imagine if they can get him in the first round. But comfortable? I'm not comfortable with their depth. I know that.
That part is definitely true. But I mean, like, I drive a lovely Mazda CX-5. I'm comfortable in my Mazda CX-5. If somebody offered me a Tesla, I would probably be more comfortable in a Tesla. I think that's where Mike's at. I think that, you know, Dan Moore, the drop off, like Mike always talks about that second year, you want to take that leap, right? That second year, and he went backwards. At least when you look at the way his effectiveness at his job, like he was a surprise as a rookie, and then his second year, you're like, oh man, I don't know. So look, I'm curious at how much they like their guys. That's the part. I mean, would they be willing to package, you know, 33 or 30, the 32nd pick and something else to move up? Like that's
or the 49th pick if it means moving up a slot or two. Maybe they'll.
But they need to upgrade. I mean, they need to upgrade because you look at what the Bengals did. The Bengals,
there's no question.
They went, okay, we need a stud line, and they went and got one.
Same concept they used with guards. They decided to bring in more guards for depth, and also just to upgrade the position in general, right?
Yeah, so, I mean, I think they're pretty solid in the interior. They got some guys who are going to be able to push you around with Sam Malu. Apparently he can play left tackle in the pinch or right tackle in the pinch, but that's not where you want him at, really. But with him, Herbig, Mason Cole, Daniels, I mean, even Dotson, who played every snap last year, I think they're pretty solid in the interior. But you got to do something with those tackles. And plus, both of them played 100% of the snaps last year. That's not going to happen again.
You guys now debate this question. Are the Steelers better off with Lamar Jackson in Baltimore's camp playing this year, not long-term deal, so he'll be disgruntled. He may not even sign it or play. I don't know. Or would they be better off with him completely out of the division?
Well, I mean, I think either a couple of those scenarios equate him not playing. So whether he's in the division and not playing.
How about if he plays but he's not happy?
Well, but he's going to be playing for money, right? So he's going to be plenty motivated. So I would not be worried. I mean, I would be worried about Lamar Jackson looking for a contract. I mean, the Commanders did the same thing with Kirk Cousins, made him a ton of money. Kirk played pretty well and parlayed it into.
But he was okay with that, taking franchise tag year after year, whatever.
Well, I mean, but Lamar sees it as disrespect because he thinks he deserves a long-term contract, and I think he understands that he's one bad step away from his ability, what separates him from everybody else being over. But I would rather have him out of the division, period.
Steelers have been pretty successful against Lamar. I don't even know if they lost against him since he's been here. But, I would keep him here. I think this year it would benefit him staying with the Ravens because I think he's so dug in right now that he's not coming in until November. For the accrued season. So he's going to miss a lot of games. So he's going to miss a lot of games. It's just going to be a disaster.
I don't know. Who says he doesn't? Didn't Le'Veon teach anybody anything?
Well, Le'Veon should. He probably wants that $12 million back. But if who says Lamar doesn't go to the Jets, wherever, in the AFC, then you have to deal with them as well. I say take what you can get this year. Keep him here. He will be disgruntled because I think they're tired of him. The fans are tired of him, and the organization's tired with everybody. So it's not a good scene.
I thought by now we'd have some sort of resolution, but apparently not. So that continues to go on. He still wants Deshaun Watson guaranteed money, and basically he's not getting any takers on that one. When we come back, we'll talk about the Final Four. We had the women's final today, got the men's tomorrow. We'll talk about it next right here on the #1 Cochran Sports Showdown.